10,000 years ago, or so, on what will become known as the Pentaplanes.
Oh man, that Tarisk was getting close. All good, all good. We have the staff now.
Bigsby, I don't think.
Now just a little wave and...
Bigsby.
And... nothing. Huh. Is there an on switch or something?
Bigsby, the staff of Seraphim can only be wielded by one of the bloodline. By me.
What? No. This is my chance to go out in a blaze of glory. Giant Bigsby hand to the Tarisk. Think of the branding potential.
No, it has to be me. Give me the staff.
But Princess, this will kill you.
I command you, hand me the staff.
Oh, very well. But I will stay with you, Princess. In fact, if this little gem in my hand works out, I'll be around much longer to help out. Princess?
Yes?
I'm sorry. I wish there was another way.
I know. It's alright. I'll tell you what. I'll do the hand smashy thing, okay?
Very well. It was an honor, Princess.
Same to you, so wizard. Now, Bigsby's hand!
Chafing Armor Podcast, episode... Oh, yes, first of all, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Sorry,
No.
Dare had this... We can cut this out. Dare had this... At one point, he sounded exactly like Link from the
I
Zelda
thought the
cartoon.
same thing, too.
Like, Princess!
Yes, excuse me,
Yeah.
Princess. Yes, exactly.
It was very close to that. And Riley, your princess voice, especially with your
I loved it, yeah.
your Britification of the A.
I didn't mean to!
I command
It just came
you!
out. It just came out.
Hand
It was
me
great.
the staff!
It was excellent.
Hand me the staff!
So
I
well
liked
done.
it. I think it worked.
Riley's
You
very
did
good.
so well. Both of you did so well. I'm sorry. I had to say something.
No,
It was just
I love
so
it. This
good.
I'll probably keep this in.
Riley did fantastic.
Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 112. Two halves and a whole. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable Dungeon Master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is the Princess. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing Athora Greyfield, a tiefling fighter.
Wonderful. And also with us, the Bigsby from Down Under. Wait, that's confusing, because we actually have someone from the Down Under. But Dare, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dare, and I am playing your favorite gnome cleric, Tix Birchmanson.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of Down Under, a phrase which I'm assuming you never have actually used in your real life, is Lee. Lee, tell us who you will be playing.
I am come from a land down under. I forgot the rest of it.
Can you hear the thunder?
You better run. You better take cover. G'day, everybody. if you didn't know already, I'm Australian. Yeah, my name is Lee, and I'll be playing Distant Bells, who finally has a name and is a Kenku rogue.
Indeed. We finally hear the distant... Caw-caw! And also with us
Screams
tonight
at weddings.
is Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, my name is Marezi McGraw, half-orc barbarian, and tonight I will be playing, Izzy Corley, level 17, high school senior.
I can't believe you gave away your last name. People would never know it otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, except I say my last name all the time, and I always say you're my daughter. Sadly, James was having just the worst technical issues. The poor guy was not able to join us tonight. We're really looking forward to getting him on the next episode, so we are going to make his excuses tonight. But when we last left off, a lot of crazy stuff happened through a many epic journeys. The intrepid adventurers made their way to the far distant north to the icy realms of Timberspire, where they found frost elves under siege from an ice devil. By befriending a frost giant and his tribe, they, using psychological warfare and some very creative use of soap by distant spells, and some pratfalls by Merezi, and just all kinds of wonderful moves on y'all's part, you were able to defeat this ridiculously powerful foe. You now find yourself in the kingdom of Timberspire, and you are approached by someone you immediately recognize as royalty. A female frost elf is walking up to you. She has a incredibly regal look to her.
Need some chitin?
Greetings.
I got a lot of that from this.
I gesture to the sort of blasted scar on the ground where the Bugman was.
Thank you, Merezi. Greetings, Your Eminence. We have
Greetings.
defeated the ice devil that seems to have been plaguing your town, and we have been helped by several of your people. Fullred the cleric. Oh, and who was the other guy? Shoot.
Daylor.
Daylor the ranger, and we've made friends with the frost giant Neldor for you, who has cleaned up the mess by eating the ice devil.
I ate the bug, he says. In the distance. You see that he is currently engaged in in-depth conversation with Merezi's father, with Dinwolf, is busily conversing with the giants in Giant.
Neldor reminds me of I like trains, kid.
You're not wrong.
Man, Merezi is about to have a half giant, half brother.
Dinwolf gets around, apparently.
I mean, that was always the intent of my characterization of him. But once I let my baby bird fly, he became less horrible than I was picturing.
Slightly less horrible. He did still abandon your mother, but with perhaps slightly better reasons. Slightly.
He's a recovered asshole.
That's a very good way of putting it. Yes, that is deeply impressive. So the queen introduces herself as Fariha. Fariha.
Can you spell that, please?
Yes, Fareha. Fariha.
Sounds like something
Yep.
Suburban middle-aged mom names her kid.
That's right. We have.
He's got 16 different spellings. Caitlin.
Karen.
Caitlin. Yes, we have Caitlin and Fariha. Fariha says, "We are indebted," and that is not something that we say lightly.
Well, we're always glad to help. We are looking for a tiefling that may be with you all that would help us out in a quest we're doing for Garl Glittergold and others.
And others. Wow.
Grumsh is
So
there too
dismissive.
sometimes.
It's like the Simpsons episode where the preacher refers to Hindu as miscellaneous.
Yeah.
But no, you might not want to bring up the fact that the Spider Queen is part of that consort. That might not go over well.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't mention to the elves that I worship Grumsh, huh?
Yeah, he's not their biggest fan. Grumsh has fought a lot of other deities. But anyway, she says, we, of course, are very well familiar with Prognati. He proved to be so useful to us that we overlooked the fact that he was not a frost elf and allowed him safe passage in our domain. He has had free access, and we have assisted him in building a workshop of sorts. And he has made many trinkets for us and many devices. I believe Daylor, she gestures to Daylor, who has been kneeling, by the way, this entire time, that your cloak was made by this tiefling, is he not? And he nods, and y'all remember his cloak stiffening underneath the dire bear and easily carrying this hundreds of pound bear.
I'm gonna make Bell's roll a will save because that's just flashback to his attempt to dress the bear or whatever it was. I can't remember. I think it was dire bear.
No, he absolutely butchered it.
I'm doing my best to make sure that I don't burst out laughing again.
What is that roll?
Okay, I was hoping I would, but no, I got a non-natural 20. I managed to hold my composure.
Perhaps the slightest little sound comes out, and you see her eyes flick to you for a second, but yeah, exactly. It's just not quite enough to be an insult. Remember that
Bells will just kind of start futzing with his belt and just making sure his feathers are in the right place. Just kind of what are you looking at? Straight face.
The mighty walls outside, remember that just outside on stones were bones of would-be trespassers with signs saying basically frost elves only and do not trespass. So these are not the nicest people. They are not perhaps...
No boys allowed!
That's right. No boys and no cootie. But she says, of course, I would be more than happy to allow you to speak with him. And then there's that pause you've heard so many times before. There is, however, a slight problem.
Uh-oh.
And we cut to the workshop of Prognati. As you open inside, first of all, it's many degrees warmer in here. It's much warmer. As you would imagine in the workshop of an artificer, the person in here who is most familiar with this is Tix. Because Tix, of course, you grew up with gnomes. And not all gnomes are tinkerers. But a lot of gnomes are tinkerers and artificers.
Yes, they are.
And yes, it comes very naturally to them. And so you have seen many of these strange little constructs and gears and spinning dials and just that type sounds as little, a train on a perpetual track above you that seems to be levitating. It is very Willy Wonka-esque in here.
Santa's
shall
Workshop?
we say. Definitely, actually more so Santa's Workshop. I like that because there is the construction of toys in here. A lot of these things you would consider to be toys.
Morezi grabs one that looks particularly fairly simple and begins not disassembling it, but seeing if there's anything that could be easily opened, and is trying to analyze its construction.
Roll dexterity for me. Straight roll with your dexterity bonus.
Dexterity bonus. Got it.
Izzy somehow grabs
What's a 7 do to you?
A 7? You crack it in half. There's all of those beautiful sounds in here, and there's just this ping! And y'all actually see a gear just fly across the room.
Morezi somehow picks up the lament configuration.
Didn't mean to do that. I was curious. I liked it. It looked cool. My hand was too big for it.
Morezi, sweetie, let's not touch anything, please.
Morezi's the type of orc to run through a department store turning on all the noise toys in the aisle.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
There's a whole row of toys just going off. Morezi's standing at the end going, hee.
Oh yeah, all the spookums.
Morezi picks up the gear on the ground and rolls dexterity again. Another 7. She's sort of tick, 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 trying to fit it back in.
Somehow, because of your impressive strength, even though the gear is very strong, you actually bend the gear. And, like, a couple of the teeth fly off.
Morezi, sweetie.
This is nothing like a trap.
Morezi, sweetie, darling. Companion, friend. Would you go outside and find us something to eat in a little bit? Please.
Morezi stands in the doorway defiantly.
Morezi?
You do. There is a frozen yogurt place just outside. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, I bet Ice Elves
strawberry
are just
froyo.
huge on Frogurt.
Look, they're ice elves, but that doesn't mean that they don't love frozen yogurt. I mean, come on, they're not monsters.
Alaska sells more ice cream during the winter than they do during the summer.
It's because it's
I did not know
warmer.
that.
Ice cream is warm for Alaska.
Good point. Yeah, it's a good way to warm up. This technically is hot chocolate. So as y'all all just watch as she just slowly just destroys this intricate toy, like a little head just boom, 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 falls to the ground. The queen herself did not come in. Daylor has actually been sort of sent as your escort, and he is just stone-faced, looking at you, Morezi. Yeah.
Hey, it was an accident. I wanted to see how it worked.
Okay,
Yes.
you saw that you don't know how it works, and now would be a good time to stop touching things. Thank
With
you.
our eyes, not our hands.
I will not touch anything that has not already been touched by me. So where's the probiotic guy?
Yes,
So,
maybe we should find
Daylor-
Prognatty first before Morezi explores anymore.
Just as an aside, are there any like blueprints or things hanging on walls? Because Bells would really like to have a look. This is his wheelhouse at this point.
Yeah. There's many things on the walls.
He'll be specifically looking for things like auto-loading crossbows, like hand crossbows, or things that will make his life as a rogue or thief, or just his life in general better by because he could commit it to memory and make it himself.
Gotcha. So give me a roll, an investigation roll.
Okie dokie, I can do that and not make my chair squeak. Gather information?
Yes.
Cool. I'm good with that. I'm very good with that. That's a 28.
A 28. Okay, so I have a little roll myself to make here. And a well put meme there, Dare, about watching kids. You do find a blueprint. It is not for a crossbow. It is a magical. It would require someone with magical skill to create it. You think about when y'all fought with that interesting elf, Lashra. It didn't actually come up in the thing, but this is about making a set of daggers that will return to you. So if you throw them, they will come back.
Okay, I will take out a sheet of paper and copy this down.
Okay. You do know that you will need someone skilled in making magic to do it, but there's no reason it wouldn't work. So the reason Prognatty is not here is Daylor says he's in his sleeping chambers. This is the workshop, and there's like his where he sleeps is just beyond. He opens the door and shows y'all in, and it is even warmer in here. There's a roaring fire going that appears to be perpetual. You don't know, like, you guys would think maybe like a gas fire, though you suspect this is more like magical, but it's very warm in here. And Prognatty, is on the bed, and he is asleep. And it does not appear to be a natural sleep. He has a stone that he is holding in his hands. And the stone, you don't even need to make a roll or anything. It is definitely magical. And there is literally a hole where his heart should, like a magical portal swirling vortex where his heart should be. And he appears to be asleep.
That doesn't look good.
What voice does Distant Bell say that in? I want to know.
It would be a hushed voice. It'd probably be it'd be in Askia's voice, like he's kind of messed up a lockpick, and it's kind of it might have jammed the door. It's like, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yep. And Daylor says when the Ice Devil took over, he did this to himself. He let it be known to a few people that this would last for 2 years. And his thinking was this. Apparently, this is what Daylor heard. Daylor did not know him personally. He was, this artificer. The idea was an Ice Devil would be patient and would wait, and that the idea was that something may happen to stop it before the 2 years, but if it was indefinite, then the Ice Devil might just kill him. And so that was his hope, was that something would happen in those 2 years that would save him.
How long ago was this?
It would be about 6 months ago.
Under 2 years.
Yes.
So we've got 18 months to wait.
Unless you can find a way to end the enchantment.
Well, with a hole in his heart, it might be simple enough to cast Dispel Magic, but I think the risk is that his heart might not come back. Hence why the Ice Devil didn't do something as simple as that.
Mm-hmm. You do think that the Ice Devil probably could dispel magic. That's a reasonable hypothesis, though he might not be able to. Just because he's really powerful doesn't mean he can do everything.
Do you think it's one of his artificer things? Like, maybe he's got a machine that undoes this? Or has his heart in it? Just hidden?
Bells looks at the chunk of metal that Izzy broke.
Yeah, I didn't know this dude didn't have a heart. I just want to see the gears.
Yep, all you need to do is to find a little soldier and you'll be, uh-oh. So he is holding, as I said, a unusual stone, and there is a magical hole in his heart. That is what you can see just by looking at it.
Do we put the stone in the heart hole? I mean, I don't want to test this hypothesis, but
His nose glows red.
Morezi, can you go find where Penton is? It would be nice.
No fair. He's not in the universe right now.
Yeah. No, he is with you. I mean, he had stepped back a little bit to look at some of the items, but he's just in the other room.
He's probably meditating.
Well, it would be very good if we had our spell slinger be able to figure out what this is.
So he comes in, and he seems a little shaken, like maybe he just saw something unusual. But he comes in and he says, "Oh, I know what those are. And he's holding his hand over the stone, and there's a flash, and that circle around the heart. Now there's one around Penton's mouth, and there's not even. He does seem to be breathing, though. There's like this, like ooh, but he is making absolutely no sound. Like not even the whenever Spider-Man covers someone's mouth, the like no
Spider-Man.
sound. Yeah, when he covers someone's mouth with his webbing, he does that all the time.
Flip, flip.
And no one else has ever covered anyone's mouth.
Yes. Well, I'm the only one that that's the only possible.
Spider-Man is the possible reference.
Exactly.
That's the way it should be.
So what I'm hearing is that we need to find a man spider, and he'll have Prognatti's heart.
Man spiders are completely different. That's the evil version, isn't it?
So last time there was a riddle with the ice devil. Think this dude's got a riddle somewhere?
Well, let's check the room. Merezi, please don't touch anything. This requires reading.
Oh man, the one thing I can't do.
It's true.
All right, so I'm going to do a spot check and see if I can find any indications of what Prognatti wanted people to do to rescue him.
Okay.
That is a 16.
16. So with a 16, you actually to just like totally find out what's going on, you needed to roll higher than that.
All
However,
right.
with a 16, you do find some scribbled notes, and the reason you can't read it all is they're in a bunch of different languages, and they're you just from like examining the room, you can tell like Prognatti's handwriting because it's most of the handwriting, but there's like other handwriting on here. And there's like dueling notes and lots of different things being written down. And there is a reference that jogs your memory because it mentions a night hag.
Okay, so a night hag.
And the reason that jogs your memory is that night hags are able to do something with dreams.
Ooh, a going into people's dreams episode. Every good series has one.
And specifically, the manner in which they do that involves a stone. But that is as much as you know with a 16.
Okay. I'll hand Pinton a pad of paper and a pencil.
Okay.
And see if he has any ideas about that.
Does Penton
Dad didn't think of that. Dad did not think that far.
Does Penton have Decipher script?
You know, I actually don't know. I'd have to look at his character sheet, which I do not have in front of me at the moment. But
Check,
it's not.
He might have given it to me.
He does have understand languages.
But he can't cast the spell. He can't cast any spells. What I'm hoping is that he has some knowledge of how night hags access people's dreams through the stones.
Okay. So, first of all, I have to say one other thing. Even with the 16, specifically looking at this, I do want to mention one thing. And as you read that, you suddenly become aware of something. There are several references in these notes to the Staff of Seraphim. Several. And they're all, like, scattered and strange, and they're like, not cohesive. They're like, you know, could it be this? Is this possibly what's going on? You know, like, just like a lot of interrogatives. But as you do that, y'all look around, and you've been, like, overwhelmed by this workshop that's just outside of the sleeping chambers. And you slowly realize something. Everywhere in this room are halves of the Staff of Seraph, and they're worked into the pillars. They're part of toys. They're like made into walking sticks. They're everywhere. There are dozens of them. What's that?
This dude was obsessed.
Yes, or at least that's very likely. But I just want to mention that real quick because now Penton writes down. He believes that this is a hag's hearthstone, and that is what a hag uses to enter someone's dreams and ride them in nightmare. And he thinks that Prognatti has altered it to be able to do this. He kind of gives Merezi like a side eye, and then he writes, I do think we actually need to go into his dreams and find him.
Not it. Not it. No. No, Bells refuses.
Bells,
nobody else.
Bells actually leaves the Prognati's hut. He's not touching this. No.
Gotcha. Prognati, Bells is having none of this. This is it because it's magic, or because it's dreams, or because it's just too weird?
It's because it's magic, and it's magic that's taking him somewhere he does not want to go.
Yep.
He has an issue getting into Audrey, and she exists on this plane of existence. Going into someone else's dreams, no. Bells is no, not happening.
But Pinton scribbles in, setting aside Bells, who's with me.
I'm in.
Brezzy raises her hand.
I guess we're all in.
Okay. He says that he believes that he can get all of us in there, and he underlines something a whole bunch, and it says, "I'm not sure about this, but pretty sure it's like the astral plane. If you die in there, you may die for real."
Don't risk it.
You die,
If you die in the dream, you die for real.
Just
Morezi, don't touch anything.
But if I have to kill something, can I not touch the dream monsters?
You can protect yourself.
With my halberd?
Yes, but don't touch anything that might be Penton. We don't want to break Prognati, sorry. Morezi, don't touch anything that might be Prognati. Okay? Everything else, anything that looks like it's from outside, wait for either Penton or myself or Athora to tell you what to break.
Morezi narrows her eyes.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Family bonding.
As a player, I'm glad I'm not going in there. you
already had your feud with Osokai.
You got a rebellious half orc on your hands. This is going to be great.
Oh, I am so excited about this. So
I mean, she is 19, so
it's true.
Perfect rebellious time.
You don't know me.
My name is Morezi. I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read.
You're not my
I was quoting a vine, so it's fine.
You're not my dad. My dad's out canoodling with a giant.
Is everybody else in?
We're all in.
Yeah.
All right. So
Bells will, before they all go, Bells will pop his head back in and go, I'll keep guard.
You do keep guard, and as you're keeping guard, you do hear a slight commotion. We'll get to that later. Pinton holds out his hand over the stone. Before he had actually touched it, but this time he's just holding out his hand, and he looks to everybody and puts his other hand on his hand, gestures that you should all put your hand on his.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
He lowers it down, and I would like for everybody to make, except for Bells, to make a willpower saving throw.
Ooh, I can do that. I can do willpower.
Natural 20.
Nice.
10.
10? Okay.
Natural 1 for ticks.
Natural 1.
It's a modified 9, but it's a natural 1 on the willpower saving throw.
I can do that. Fail.
Yeah, big fail. It's a 9 overall.
A 9 overall? Okay.
Yeah.
So a 10 and a 9 and a natural 20. So there is a dropping sensation. There is a kaleidoscope of colors. And you find yourself in a bustling village. Just people going left and right, really busy, really hectic. Everyone is going this way and that. And then Tix and Morezi, everyone suddenly stops. Everyone stops and turns and looks at you, and each and every one has the face of a nightmare. And they attack. And that's where we'll end! Chafing Armor, episode 112.
Oh my!
Very interesting.
Oh my!
Very, very interesting.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all following me into Dreamland.
It's obligatory.
1, 2, 9 hex coming for you. 3,
That's right.
4, better lock your door.
Did I mention the night hags all have fist knives?
'Tis the season, if we're going to date this episode.
Yes, indeed. No, this will come out sometime in 2089.
That's about right.
Wow.
It's a time capsule for the before times.
But thank you all for playing.
Thank you for
Thank
not
you.
killing us.
Thank you all for listening.
Yes, and hopefully we will get James back. That was really unfortunate, and hopefully we'll be able to get his mouth back in Dreamland. And if y'all wouldn't mind telling the listeners, what is one place that you can find Chafing Armor?
The website?
The podcast app on an iPhone.
YouTube?
That's right. We're on the YouTubes. We're on chafingarmor.com, as you said. And we are on your podcaster app of choice, including iTunes. So feel free to check us out if you just come across. We appreciate all you new wonderful listeners. Thank you, everybody, for playing.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank
For
you.
listening.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we will roll with you